Me. How do you eject yourself from a conversation? Also me. How to attract a crowd? Make it make sense. Me. The first thing I did was stay at this bridge, and then I used a bunch of carrots. That is one way to attract a crowd, and it is the way that I attracted the crowd. This player was already here, so they don't count. However, it did not take very long before someone saw this and decided to come to the bridge just to see what was going on, and maybe, just maybe, they will join in on the fun that is the carrot spam. Or they will instead act so confused as to what is happening. That is also an option here. But I am still going to spam these carrots, whether or not you like it. It's working though, a small crowd is forming, and I believe some players are also joining in on the fun that is spamming carrots at this bridge. I am determined for a bigger crowd. So big that I could eventually just leave. Yeah, I could be making a crowd just to eject myself from this. That would be very, very smart, I think. Some of them are leaving, and they just don't care. Fair enough. This is just a distraction after all. There's so many carrots that it's starting to slow down the game a little bit of lag. That's what I love to see. The more carrots, the better. It works. It works so well. And at this point I want as many players spamming carrots as possible. It's the best place to do it in a transitional area between jungle and ocean. It's happening for sure. Well, what is the rarity of these ultra carrots? I mean, carrots. Well, I have ultra carrots, but what about others? It appears to be a bunch of mythic or legendary. Some epic. That is cool. Currently no more players are joining. That is a huge shame. What is even more of a shame, however, at least for me, is having players invite me to their guild when they know I'm going to stay guildless probably for the rest of my Florio days, and have them beg me to join their guild when they know I will not. If it's one thing you should not do, it's beg me to do anything. Anyone that says team please in old games will know this. Forget having full ultra carrots, I'm going to have a carrot of every rarity that I have. Sadly, no one has super carrots yet. But if one of us did, that would be an amazing visual in an array of carrot spam. Okay, it doesn't look so cool here. Thanks, Antennae. Thanks for ruining everything. This is better. Don't ask me why some players are using Shoal. I think they want to be in the corner, where I am, or they want to get out of bounds, whichever. Because no matter who you are, there is always an addiction by trying to get out of bounds. So now we have a bunch of players like myself spamming carrots, and a bunch of other players possibly trying to get out of bounds, and using shovel to get into the corners. Well, someone succeeded indeed, and now because of this, I think players will be trying to get out of bounds instead of using carrots. Well, that's a shame. I just wanted the entire area to spam carrots, but I guess this will do. A lot of us are still spamming carrots, which is good, but that won't last long. That's right, keep on spamming carrots, do not let the random player outside of the bounds distract us. Oh, too late, I'm also distracted now. Even I am trying. The thought of entering the out of bounds is too much for me. I must do it. And of course, a random guest gets out of bounds. It's always the guests that are incredibly lucky, or unlucky, depending on your perspective. How about I try this? And yes, I am that determined. To get out of bounds. Why? Because of these players. I'll try anywhere else just to get out of bounds, but it's not working. Now I look like a dumbass, which is normal in these cases, and I know bubbling isn't working, so I must try something else. Add soil? Is this a good plan? I don't know if it is, but I'm still trying. With bubbles. I am this determined. Just don't go in the portal. And one thing's for certain, I certainly cannot be in that little corner to try it. Not that it matters, because with every attempt has failed so far. Don't ask why I thought shovel would be a better option, as this doesn't help at all, but I thought it could work for some reason. Others were using it, so I thought I would, even though I know for a fact that it does not work to get myself out of bounds. Bubble before the shovel, that's what I thought. But no, to no avail. Eventually I got tired and I decided to come back later, because during this I was recording something for a video, and I must continue that video until I return later. I ended up returning with more players here, and more players out of bounds. So now I must call for more action, and to use the one thing I have not even tried yet. Rubber. Rubber will be good for this. I guarantee you. And with this, maybe I could yeet myself either away from this area, into the outer bounds, or in the portal. In the portal! That is not what I need. I need to get out of bounds. It's an addiction at this point. And I will get it. And I will get it to prove that I can get in there. This is the true ocean that I should go into. Not the portal. Yeet! Right into the outer bounds. I told you this would work. I told you this would work. Splendidly. And this is the kind of wizardry you would expect when you're out of bounds. Hey, now I can use my carrots, because I can use them to see where the hitboxes are. I'm a genius. And with my self-proclaimed genius, I can move where there is space, as I can use the carrots to know where I can and cannot move to. Or bubble, I guess. That's also an option. But it's the less superior option. Don't mind where I'm going, I'm just going on an adventure of a lifetime. That is, if you consider a lifetime going out of bounds and trying to find places in the unknown. Then it's a place to be. And the place I want to be is literally out of bounds, out of the map, out of sight, into the void. I have been here before, but I want to go in there again, in this area of the map, world map. Well, I know I've reached the end of the map, and now I will insert myself outside of the map, and suddenly somehow I can manage to insert myself back into the map, which ain't a bad thing, I guess. And now for me to enter deep into the void, so deep into it that I cannot ever return. This sounds like the ideal solution for me, and here I am back into the void, the area in this game that I like to be in the most, and I have finally achieved it. Again. It's so empty in here. And now that I have entered this area, I can move around outside of it. I can even go back to where the portals are, where the players are. I'm sure you can figure out that I am moving around considering the location moves around. And I cannot get back into the map, the actual map, so all I can say is I have to move around the outside of it to get to one side or the other. No one will ever find me, no one will ever know I'm here. Even if they get out of bounds, they can never ever find me. What a perfect time to talk. Nah, I would rather try to find my way to the other side of the map, the top left of the map, where everyone else will be, and where there is actually scenery. But first I need to figure out where the hell I am up here. Well, at least I can see myself on the map. That will help a whole bunch. Carrots will not work, they will not go back into the outer bounds area, so I just need to turn left. Preferably without bubbles so I know where I am. And here we are, I see the scenery. And if any of you are wondering what this looks like without any flowers on the field, well, here it is. I don't know if this is any use to you, especially considering this world map does not exist anymore, but you can take what you get given. Now, if I can find my way to bubble outside of it consistently without going too far out or smashing into the what is considered the inside bounds, I can just loop around the outside without anyone even knowing. In fact, talking about without anyone even knowing, I bet players will never find out that I'm even here, right behind the portal. And considering considering I was the one that started this crowd and it's suddenly gotten bigger over time, I find this to be absolutely hilarious. Hey, none of you see me here. It's like Big Brother is watching you. Except I'm not your brother, I think. What if I circle or square myself around this entire out of bounds area in the fastest time possible? Just because I can. I'm not even timing this, considering I'm just starting this, but I'm not timing it at all. I just want to do this for fun. Because no one else is here. And believe it or not, it's actually trickier than I thought. You have to know where you're bubbling. And you also could use the extended map vision, just to see where you are located on the map. Because it would help a lot if you are going for a fast time around the map. Well, I can find where I am on the map, because I entered here. This is somewhat useful, and I did this for a lot longer than anticipated. I guess I was this bored during this recording. Hey, sometimes it happens. Nobody saw me doing this, so I thought I would just try it out, and show the lot of you what I was doing when I was out of bounds. And all of this happened because I attracted a random crowd. Like this. The next challenge is to do this in the maze world, to try and attract a crowd with carrots. in the maze world, and it's safe to say that this challenge will be a lot harder. And I don't really have the energy at all to do this at any given point. Someone else can go ahead and try it, but I will not. So here is the end. You thought it was the end, did you? Well, you could be further from the truth. As I said earlier, it was the perfect time to speak. And I did! But none of you saw it, so it did not count, and it did not happen, and it did not exist. And you still cannot say that I talked in game. This was my master plan all along. Be gone. You did not see this. Do not talk about it. Do not ever mention it.